My name's Pam Murphy and I'm a complementary therapist and I've been practicing reflexology for 22 years and it never ceases to amaze me. In addition to reflexology, I also practice Reiki, Bowen therapy, emmet therapy, equine emmet therapy, but reflexology is something I always keep going back to. Reflexology is about balance, balancing the body so that it can work the best that it possibly can under the constraints that you've put upon it. How you've abused it, how you've made it work too hard, how you've got it to the point that it's completely overtired. All of these things, reflexology attempts to balance. Now, for those of you who don't know what reflexology is, it's basically a foot massage, but it's a very deep massage. It does not tickle. Nobody giggles when they're having reflexology. It does not tickle. It's a deep massage, so it's firm. If there is an area of the body which is out of balance, not working as well as it should be, or maybe working too hard, then the reflex area on the foot corresponding to that area will be a bit tender. So you might think, you're digging your nails in there, or that's a bit sharp. That means that that area is not working as well as it possibly could, for whatever reason. What we do not do with reflexology, and it annoys me when I hear people say that they do, is we do not diagnose. All reflexology tells you is this area is out of balance. So you massage the reflex for that area in order to generate balance. In my 22 years, I've treated all kinds of diseases and conditions with reflexology. And to be honest, I haven't found anything that doesn't respond to a greater or lesser degree. Before I was a Bowen therapist and an emmet therapist, I treated sciatica and frozen shoulders and stiff necks, all with reflexology. Because if you are listening to the Bowen therapist, most of these problems are caused by an imbalance, something you have done which has put your body out of balance. Reflexology is a way of putting the body back into balance. I'm not going to make any attempt to explain how it works because I don't know. You will find in some of the textbooks explanations of how reflexology works. They're hypotheses, that's all. We don't know how it works because we can't see on the atomic level what's happening inside the body. But I started out life as a graduate chemist, and so to me, reflexology is an empirical science. I carry out a procedure and I observe a result. If repeating the procedure can repeat the result, then I have a valid procedure. And it doesn't matter if I don't understand how one got to the other. And in the years that I've been practicing reflexology, I have found that I can get concordant results. Physical problems like bad backs and constipation and menstrual problems and all these kinds of things can be treated very effectively with reflexology. But also, we can work on the mind. I've treated a lot of people over the years who are suffering from depression and stress and tension and overwork. And because these conditions produce a chemical imbalance in the body, they respond to reflexology, which attempts to put that chemical imbalance back. The only condition which I would not treat with reflexology is a bipolar disorder, where you have a patient being treated for an imbalance with a drug that attempts to correct that imbalance, usually lithium. And in that situation, you would find that the reflexology and the drug will fight each other because they're both attempting to do the same thing in their own way. The only other exception to somebody who cannot be treated with reflexology is a woman in the first 12 weeks of pregnancy who has not been having regular treatments. And this is because reflexology boosts the immune system. And that's not something you necessarily want to do in the first few weeks of pregnancy. Other than that, you can treat babies straight out of the womb and you can treat people in their 90s. And everybody will respond to their own degree to reflexology. The most surprising results I've found with reflexology, and as I've said, it never ceases to amaze me, is when somebody comes in with a serious back problem or a frozen shoulder, and you can find on the foot the reflex area for that problem, because it feels wrong. It sounds potty, but you get hold of the foot, and just under the little toe, that's the shoulder area. Somebody comes in with a frozen shoulder, and it feels like it's full of bubble wrap and gravel. It doesn't feel like a foot. And as you massage it and you work on that area, all that discontinuity in the tissue will disappear, and it starts to feel like tissue should feel, like nice springy bread dough. And you find that the shoulder starts to move and the condition improves. But reflexology isn't only for people who have problems. Reflexology really is about keeping you healthy rather than fixing you when you're broken. Because I'm a complementary therapist and not a mainstream doctor, I usually find that I'm at the bottom of the list when it comes to what shall we try to put this right. We will try the doctor, and if the doctor doesn't help, then we will try something else. Might try the osteopath, might try the chiropractor. All else fails, go to a reflexologist, because it doesn't do anything and it can't do any harm. So you're always at the bottom of the list as far as people are concerned. The last resort is the reflexologist. And it's a shame that people don't look upon this wonderful therapy not as a way of fixing them when they're absolutely desperate, but as a way of keeping them right to stop them getting into that situation. Because if the body is balanced, then it works to the best of its ability. It deals very effectively with viruses and infections and minor injuries. So if you can keep the body balanced, then everything else becomes much less important. If you let the body get completely out of balance because you're working 12 hours a day and running a home and a family, then every little problem becomes a big problem, because you have so much less energy to deal with it and your body is so much less resilient. So really, my message is, don't look upon reflexology as something to fix you when everything else has failed. Look upon reflexology as a way of keeping your body right, keeping your body balanced, keeping your body fit, and then whatever comes along to try and trip you up, you'll just get up again.